All right, welcome to lesson 20 of Unit 3. We've come down a long ways down this road. Today we're going to be creating a Defender game, as you can see right here. And we're going to be looking at the game design process. So you're going to be getting an activity guide, and in it you're going to notice it's already filled out. Why would it be filled out? Well, so you get an opportunity to see what it looks like before making the game as you go through the design process and label your sprites, your variables, and all the functions that you'll be using. As you go through this, you're going to want to compare what you see in this activity guide, the planning process. Compare this to what you see in the actual game that you're going to be making. So I'm going to be referring back to both of them. You have a chance to see this game. So in the game, you're stopping the ladybugs from getting the cake. You get points for it. See how I lost all my points. So you're going to be making this game. You might think, well, that's hokey. I want to make my own game. You will. You first need to use the opportunity to go through the process of what making a game is like. So part 3, this is where you should get the activity guide if you haven't already looked at it. If you haven't already received it, this is where you ask for it from me or your other teacher. In this case, Mr. Gatsos. I just wanted to leave it open. So number 4, you're going to start actually making the game. So here, Multiframe Animations. So what you're going to be doing is going to the Animation tab and check out the Multiframe Animations are already there. So see how it's walking? Looks like it's walking anyway. Cool. There's 2 frames. So run it. Look, it's walking. They're both moving. Move to number 5. Now you run it. So they're still moving. Head back to the animation tab underneath. You're going to change the speed. Really, you're going to be following directions a lot on this. So now, slow it down. Some things you haven't done before, and a lot of this you have already done. So you're going to mostly just be following directions, and I'm going to be telling you what to do. So follow these directions, honestly. Like, go to the animation tab, make a copy. I already made a copy of it for you. And this is what it should look like. So I got the alien looks like it's going right. The alien looks like it's going left. Notice how I had to change them both. 7. Here's the cake defender. Okay, in the animation tab, the animations for each sprite, go look at what they are. Look at this. Walking right, walking left, cake, and ladybug. Okay, go to your code for each sprite and its appropriate animation. Use the ones provided for now, but later you'll be able to change them. Head to level 4 if you need help on how to do this. 4 would be right here. This one. Okay. So right now all I've done is so I've already made my game, but right now your ladybugs will just be moving. They'll be there, and they may be moving. You're going to be making a game where the alien stops the ladybugs. Okay, so far Sprite X and Sprite Y. That's all I've had to do. Sprite X, Sprite Y, this is for the ladybugs. Enemies, so set enemy right here. So X, Y, random number, X velocity of 2. So this is what you would have. If use an if statement and an is touching to detect whether enemy 1 has touched the cake inside your block. Your if block place the code that sets the enemy's position back to 0. That would be enemies touch cake. There it is. Here's the code. Okay, you're only doing number 1. Okay, but then you just got to copy and paste that for number 2 and change the names. See how these are exactly the same code? Enemy 2, same thing. Set enemy 2, set enemy 1. Remember, this is just trying to give you help along the way. Inside the enemy's touch cake function, you should have written code that resets enemy 1. Okay, now you're going to do that for enemy 2. Change the name of the sprite. Just copy and paste it. Follow these directions. Seriously. All you have to do is follow the directions. Next, at the bottom of your program, create 2 new functions, set enemy 1 and set enemy 2. Very bottom, set enemy 1, set enemy 2. Inside each of these functions, place the code that sets the enemies on the left side of the screen and gives them random Y position. Okay, that was at the top, all the way up here. I just changed mine to set enemy. All of that used to be up there, I put here. Yours is already there. You just got to put it in set enemy 1 and set enemy 2. Notice for this level, you'll be writing code inside the move player function. Go down to move player. Right here. This is exactly what you're going to have. All of this code. Look at it. If key down, right? If use an if block along with the key down with the right arrow pressed. Use Sprite X and the counter pattern increases the player's X position by 3. Use another if block for the left arrow. Okay, decrease the player's X position. This is just going to help you move left and right. See, look at this. Yours won't move yet. It won't displace anything, but you can move left and right. That's what you need to be able to do. If you're this far, you're probably capable of doing that. Next, do the same thing that you just did, but for Y. So now your alien player can go up and down. Okay, go to the move player. Move player right here. Key up, down, left, right. They're all there now. Now my alien can go all around in circles. Test your code to make sure it goes in all 4 directions. If it doesn't, fix it. 14. Inside the animation tab, copy the animation of your player sprite. Inside the animation tab, copy it. Make not just so it's not just a right one, make a left one, and then for each of them, click the vertical so that now it's looking both ways. All right. Use the set animation command inside move player. Move player. Right here, see? Set animation walking right. When I press the left button, walking left. Watch. Turn left. Right, he's looking the other way. We're almost done here. Next, write code that makes a player displace both enemies. Displace enemies function. Inside displace enemies, all the way almost to the bottom. Where's displace enemy? Right there. That's what your displace enemy should look like. Hint, you can use the sprite.debug to see your sprite's colliders if you need to debug your program. Then finally, number 16. For this level, we'd be writing code if your enemies touch water. Okay? Read it. If your enemies touch water, enemies touching water. Here's all the code for that. Look at it carefully. Finally, 17, you're going to change it up. Okay? Change the visuals of the game so that your player enemies or cake look different. End the game when the enemies get to the cake and print the score. For an extra challenge, end the game after only 3 enemies get through. Randomize the speed of the enemies. Create a new background that shows up when players reach a high score. Whatever you want to do, but let's make sure you make it your own. Okay? I didn't want to give you guys too many ideas. Maybe you just all right. So now that's lesson 20. Remember to look back at your. Look, we got you're an alien defending your cake. This is the description of the game. You got a drawing of it. Ladybugs. The player is going to push them around. There's a cake. Okay. Sprites and variables. Player is the alien. Cake is a cake. Here's where it's going to start. 300x, 200y. No rotation or velocity. Arrow keys move the sprite in 4 directions. Okay, cake is a cake. It's here. No rotation, no velocity. Never moves. When ladybugs touch it, you lose points. Enemy 1 is a ladybug. It starts at 0 in a random Y position. Velocity is going to move 2. Okay, it might go faster, it might go slower. Enemy 2 also. Random between 150 and 250. These two are the same. Next, the score. That's our variable. Maybe you have more scores, but this is just a player score. Okay, it's going to start at 0. When ladybugs are pushed into the water, you get a point. And if a ladybug touches the cake, you lose 5 points. We did it 2. We decided that 5 was going to be too much. Functions. Game background. Draws the background of the game. Okay. So, draw. Here's the background. We got enemies touch cake. Enemies touch cake right there. You've got move player. Move the player with arrow keys and change animations. Move player. We've got displace enemies. Displace enemies. All the code's right there. We've got enemies touch water. If either ladybug touches the water, they get reset and the player's score increases. Enemies touch water. Look at this. They get reset, get a score. We can't really make it sense touching the water, so when enemy Y is less than 140 or greater than 260. And show score. Shows the score on the screen. This is what makes the score happen. Oops. Okay. That's this game in a nutshell on 3 pieces of paper. It's all there. Okay. Set enemy you ended up setting because we realized, oh, we need to make sure that that's there. So that is the game design process. That is the Defender game. This is the code for it. And now you will also have code for when you create your own game. And you can look back at this. This can be a challenge for sure. This is why we've made this video to make sure that you have the opportunity to check back and see how it's done. So, lesson 20, the game design process. You create a Defender game. That is it.